Hello, my name is Mars, and welcome back to Harmony, the Fall of Reverie. In the last episode, we met a new aspiration, Bond, and we also got Laszlo, our surrogate father figure, to open up about Ursula. We learned that MK, the big company that is on the island, was posturing to buy out the naiads. And I don't know if Laszlo was implying this or if this is just something like I'm assuming, but it seems like that Ursula denying them might have something to do with her disappearance. That's just what I kind of assume. Alright. So, we chose Laszlo opens up to his friends and made a lot of progress towards this goal, Tradition Reborn. Power says, if you don't have what it takes to lead the way, then fine. What does that mean? Alright, we're just gonna get started on the next chapter. Alright, so. I don't really remember what this means. I think this might be blocked off from us. Laszlo spoke openly about Ursula to the people of Alma. Find Jade's friends, explore the printing room, bond Crystal, tell Nora to be assertive, ask about Jade, unlock Ursula and MK, or unlock Jade's personal issues. Oh my goodness. Oh. There's so much going on here. Well, before I do anything, I feel like I should probably just start. What does this mean? Does this mean that I can't do it if I have, that I can only do it if I have this condition? Because it's not saying that either of these is necessarily blocked off unless that's what this means. I don't know though. I'll just kind of see what. I knew I could trust Nora and Laszlo to find a lead. Okay. We're just gonna get started and then figure things out after we're all started. A new day dawns. Consciousness returns slowly, and as I open my eyes, they feel like hot marbles rolling in their sockets. What's that? The shed. Originally built as an elevator to bring materials to the naiads, this building has endured. Its structure has changed a lot over the years, growing from a simple shack to a proper house. It is infamous for being a potential hazard, extending over the sea, unlike any other buildings on Atina, but it somehow became part of the local folklore. Eventually, City Council gave up on trying to close it down. To this day, it is one of Alma's quirkiest sights. And that's where we live? In an old elevator? Jeez. Yesterday was more intense than I'd imagined. Reconnecting with Laszlo took an emotional toll I'm not sure either of us was ready for. I checked the clock. Past 10. Late. 5 more minutes won't hurt. But as my eyes close, there's a flicker, and I'm back in Reverie. I open them, and I'm at home. In bed. This is becoming intolerable. I wait a few moments to see if the sensation returns, but it leaves me be for now. Time to get up.
Are you sure you saw it in here?
Yes, it was by the sink. I was listening to my podcast.
Researching about the Oxyons, are you?
I'm sure there's a connection between them and Ursula and... Oh! Morning, sleepyhead.
It looks like the two of them have been up for a while. For Laszlo, that's not a surprise, but Nora's usually a night owl. Breakfast is all laid out. Banana crepes, hazelnut and sesame paste, fresh mango, my favorites. That all sounds delicious.
How are you two this awake already?
Already? It's nearly lunch.
Grandpa, tell her!
Tell me what?
No, you do it.
We have a lead! On Ursula.
The next node's barrier. Okay, that is something that I can't pass. And the next node's barrier was removed after you reached last chapter's objective. The other is forever inaccessible to you. I keep, skipping past more than one. You might not see the consequences of an objective node until much later in the story. Okay. So I can't do this one. But it's acting like I can? No, it's locked. Sharing secrets. Laszlo and Nora don't trust themselves enough to spend this time together. Laszlo was right to believe in the kindness of strangers. So Power was saying that is the consequence of what I did. Because I didn't have Nora and Laszlo bond, you can't do this. Okay. It takes a few seconds for my mind to adjust to what I just heard. We drank quite a lot last night. It seems that Laszlo's friends were adamant that he needed to party hard. Being an adult means you can skip therapy for a good old all-night binge. No, it doesn't. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't. It's been ages since I've been hungover. All right, just focus.
What's happening? Spill!
Last night, one of my friends reminded me about a girl at the Naiads. She came to meet with Ursula. Several times, in fact. I asked who she was, and your mother said she was a journalist, interested in publishing some of her poems.
Which is weird. Nobody publishes poetry nowadays.
I have to admit that Ursula hasn't sold a single text in decades. Anyway, I didn't push it. Assumed your mother would tell me the truth when she was ready. But then
she disappeared off the face of the earth.
Anyway, I mentioned this girl to my regulars. She's not the sort of person you forget easily. So, Jack thought he recognized the description, and this morning...
He dropped this off. Well, show her.
Laszlo grabs something off the counter and hands it to me. A magazine. It's a local publication. Anti-corporate, anti-fascist. Mono-concern seems to be the theme of this issue, unsurprisingly.
Second page, editor's column.
There's a lengthy piece on the inside cover. It skewers MK, their actions on Atina, their checkered history. At the bottom, there's a photo and a single name.
Jade.
Ooh, that's her. I think she's quite famous around here. Badass type.
Sounds like she's got a new fan.
Jack also told us the printer's address. Might be a good start.
We've got some mutuals in common too. Maybe we could hit them up instead. They'll know how to contact her for sure.
We've got options. That's a good start, a really good start. The lock symbol indicates that the node is locked. You need to reach the key that opens it. Seek for key icons in the augural. Select the node you want to play to find its key on the augural. Okay. So. Ursula and MK and Jade's personal issues. So its key is right here. More info about Jade. And here, Jade's investigation. And the key is right here. Alright, so we need bond crystals and power crystals. Oh, and that unlocks these. So we could go this way, but we wouldn't be able to do this. But either way, we would get this key. Yes, and we could reveal nodes this way. It's so complicated. I kind of love it. So I don't know. I don't know if a condition says I need to have a crystal, does it like spend the crystal to see the node? Like, will I lose my bond crystal? I don't think I do, but I'm not sure. Alright. So, I don't know. Based on the achievement list, I feel like Jade might be a love interest. I'm just spitballing here, but I'm kind of interested in learning about Jade's personal issues. But I feel like we really need to pursue. I feel like we need to pursue this MK lead because the most important thing is finding Ursula, right? So, we wouldn't be able to do this and reveal a node. But we could still get the key. So I actually think I'm gonna go this way. Oh, and I can also go right here. No, I can't. I can't. I need to go this way. Because I need the key. Alright, I'm gonna go this way. Her business contacts are more likely to have forwarding addresses and such. I decide to focus on the other lead.
Let's check the printers.
All right. I'll get my keys and we'll head out.
Let's go.
Oh, that's lovely. The place isn't far. It's a ramshackle house that, for all intents and purposes, appears to be abandoned. Ooh, good music. Nice job, Lena. Still, when we rap on the door, someone opens up. Someone who is most certainly not happy to see us. She looks to be about my age. As soon as Laszlo mentions Jade, she jams a finger to her lips and points to the sky. Several drones hover above the street, searching for something or just on patrol. Oh my god, they have little pig faces. MK delivery drones. They've been used by monocon since the 2020s and are the feature of B2B and B2C. These multi-purpose machines have seamlessly replaced cars and trucks on Atina. With thousands of units in flight daily, drones are now an integral part of life on Atina. An omnipresent sight that buzzes night and day, they help workers with their daily tasks. Their cameras and microphones allow Monoconcern to monitor the well-being of the people of Atina and deliver crucial messages in case of emergency. Go drones! Oh yeah, this is definitely written by MK. Nora and I nod and stroll a little way down the street. As soon as the drones move on, Laszlo disappears inside.
Any idea what this Jade might have wanted with Ursula?
Is that suspicion I detect?
Come on. It's a little weird, right? A stranger at the Naiads. A journalist, of all things. And then my mother disappears.
If it were anyone else, yeah, sus. But this is Jade. She's got to be the most active activist on the island. Plus, she has, like, moral scruples.
Is it just me, or is Nora starting to sound like Jade's #1 fan?
I've got a good feeling about this. About Jade. If we find her, she'll help if she can. I know it.
Laszlo emerges from the house and strides over, a big grin on his face. Alright, so we can only go here. Laszlo has more information about Jade. Laszlo's back, but he's keeping quiet. He sticks his hands in his pockets, clearly enjoying our impatience.
Come on then, tell us.
The owner said she hadn't seen Jade in a while. Usually pops by every few days, but not anymore. She also said something was a bit off. Jade's fire was gone, or something like that. The mag was everything to her. And then, she stopped caring. Truth be told, the owner was more than a little spooked, worried. Thought Monoconcern might have caught Jade's scent.
This has got to be tied to Ursula.
I need to get Nora to chill out a bit.
I don't know. It's all just a bunch of stuff happening at the same time right now. No solid links. Could be a coincidence, you know?
Skate Park is where we'll find her, if she wants to be found. We should head over there. I'm interested in having a chat with this young woman everyone's so enamored with.
Okay. And what do we miss out here? Ask about the printing room. Couldn't do that one. So, Jay's investigation. What was it about? What's the connection to Ursula? We're walking through the streets. Laszlo's in front, a smile on his face. Nora and I are behind, trying to keep up with him.
So, did the owner know what Jade was working on? Might have something to do with why she was talking to Ursula.
She said, far as she could tell, Jade was on a big MK investigation. Something to do with a public health program? No specifics, though. Jade hadn't delivered the copy.
Nora almost shudders.
Nothing that could go wrong there.
Doesn't sound like anything Ursula would have a hand in.
I can sense something surrounding us, like a warm blanket. Is one of the aspirations trying to reach me? But as I try to focus on it, it disappears. You have unlocked this node. You can now access it normally. Okay. Alright, so Jade's friends is what we missed out on. Now we're just looking into investigation. There's a shared charge between us, unconscious but evident. Each of us is looking over our shoulders more, checking the skies for drones, our surroundings for eavesdroppers. Like a spy. On my own island.
Doesn't surprise me that your mother might be involved in something to do with that bloody company.
No, me neither. Remember those papers she wrote when I was a kid? MK didn't like those at all.
Ursula was protesting MK.
Not directly. Her work was all about ancient history, historical accounts, Oxyon stuff. MK didn't like any of that. But it was a very different beast back then. Barely a pop.
What's Oxyon? Is that like an indigenous group that lived on this island, maybe?
Either way, she was no fan of Monoconcern, or what it was doing to Atina. Her and Jade teaming up to take them down. Yeah, I can see that.
But without telling us? Your mother is a secretive person, sure, but she would have said something.
I turn to Nora. She looks like she agrees. Alright. Laszlo's backup plan. It may be risky, but it could work. Lose one of each, yuck. Nodes can also make you lose crystals when you reach them. This node will make you lose one bond crystal, one power crystal. Well, I don't have any power crystals. What will that do? Ooh, look at that zoom in. Very nice. What's that over there? It looks cool. We head to the skate park. The streets are quieter now, with rush hour long since over. A stray dog trots alongside us for a moment, sniffs my hand, then wanders off. Jade is a long shot, but she's our only shot. Besides, Laszlo claims he has a plan.
All right, out with it then.
Posters.
Posters. Of Ursula.
Exactly.
Oh, is that what Ursula looks like? She's pretty.
Look, your mother may not be the best-known woman on this island, but she has connections. Hell, the Naiads is basically a community center, and everyone at the bar knows her. We get her face up everywhere, tell people to contact us. We're bound to get something back.
Nora and I share a glance. This feels good. It could work.
And if we do find this Jade, well, we could run an ad in that magazine of hers.
Use her network to spread the word even further.
Exactly.
That sounds like a pretty good way to piss off MK.
Yeah. But Jade's our best chance. If we get close to her, we get closer to MK as well.
The more we learn, the more Ursula's disappearance becomes shrouded in mystery. Was it really the result of politics? Did she get herself into something she couldn't get out of? And is creating a public scandal really the best way to find our answers? Local poet disappears, MK does nothing. They won't say or do anything. They're already getting away with much, much worse.
Eyes on the prize. You're getting closer, right? You're making moves.
Yes, maybe Nora and Laszlo are right. Maybe this will work out.
Keep that momentum going. Reverie still needs you.
Bliss suddenly becomes absorbed in her handheld console, focused on mashing 2 specific buttons as fast as possible. This glimpse of her undivided concentration is impressive, but it doesn't seem to be going as she planned.
No! Ugh. Can you try to wrap it up before I rage quit this game?
Bliss must know that I can't answer right now.
Also, you didn't hear this from me, but Power's getting all ceremonial about the truth situation.
Oh yeah, that's another reason I want to go towards the truth behind Ursula's relationship with MK. Seems like a better way to find truth, the aspiration. I'd like to ask what that even means, but I can't, and anyway, she's already gone. Right, so, Jade. When we get to the skate park, how should we approach her? Alright. 2 choices. She may take me more seriously if I keep it straightforward, and she may be more inclined to open up. Open up. If we unlock Trust Jade. Alright, so that would unlock this. That would unlock this. So it's inevitable, but I can't play it because I don't have a Bliss Crystal. So I'm gonna have to get a Bliss Crystal. Won't I? Oh yes, I think this is like the Reverie side, and this is the... This is the, Brittle side. I think that's what Earth is called. So my paths here: befriend Jade, keep it straightforward. I'm gonna need a Bliss Crystal either way. So I mean, I do want power crystals because I'm going for the ultimate goal that requires power and bond crystals. Interrupt Jade or answer her question. I think I'll keep it straightforward and then answer her question. So I can get a Bliss Crystal here and then go here. Yeah, keep it straightforward. Amadio Skate Park. We arrive at the skate park and my heart sinks. It's deserted, not a single soul in sight. It was built decades ago and is the only park of its kind on Atina. It has always been, and still is, a place of joy for Alma's youth. In the mid-10s, Monoconcern tried to buy this aging piece of architecture from the municipality, offering to modernize the facility. When this offer was met with contempt by the local community, the corporation eventually agreed to leave it untouched. Since this unfortunate incident, Omadios has become a symbol of anti-Monoconcern activism. I'm about to suggest we come back later when I hear a squeak from Nora. It's Jade, emerging from behind a half-pipe. She's a stranger to me, but there's no mistaking that posture. She looks exhausted. Simple and to the point, that's the way to do this.
Ah, Jade?
The young woman's guard is immediately up. No doubt she's used to being recognized and suspicious of who we might be.
Can I help you?
This is Nora and Laszlo. I'm Polly, Ursula's daughter. From the Naiads. My mother is missing, and we were wondering if you could help us.
The young woman says nothing. Her face is shut down. Is this shock?
We know you visited her a few times at home before she disappeared.
Or she could be assessing us, trying to judge whether or not we're for real.
We were just wondering if you could tell us what you talked about. If it involved Monoconcern at all.
Jade remains silent. Suddenly, she turns her head and looks me straight in the eye.
When did she disappear exactly? What was she like the day before? Was she acting strange?
This isn't the passionate Jade I've heard about. She feels cold, analytical. Studied literature but dropped out. Mother from Malta and father from Atina. Estranged, raised by her mother. Got good grades until she dropped out of school. No stable income. Writes articles for various independent publications on an irregular basis. Refused offers to join Monoconcern's open employment workshops. This is the opposite of the energetic, driven fire starter I'd imagined.
Look, I'm sorry to press you on this. I really am, but we really need to know if you two were planning anything beyond the poetry.
She moves closer, and she's still not answering.
Who's the last person who saw her?
For a moment, I don't know what to do. But she must be asking these questions for a reason, same as us. Perhaps I need to listen to her, hear her out. Alright. An inevitable node is only active when all its conditions are cleared. This one will only activate if you collect a bliss crystal. Alright, so I think I'm going to do that right now. Laszlo would do it politely enough. Or, wait, she must have a reason for doing this. Yeah. I'm going to go with bliss here. I answer Jade's questions as best as I can, but I have to stifle my impatience. This is getting us nowhere. Weren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions? When I do manage to get in a question, Jade just deflects with another. Every time I answer, she asks for more details. She's not being aggressive, she's defending herself. Making sure we can be trusted, perhaps?
Listen to me. Don't fight her.
I know. I'm trying.
The real problem is I can see Nora crossing her arms and scowling. She's annoyed and getting dangerously close to the boiling point. Alright, so I should go to this now and gain a bond crystal. She expected a different Jade, one with more empathy, I can understand. From the corner of my eye, I can see Nora standing frozen. Her usual electric fidgeting has stilled. Jade's up close now, arms crossed, straight-backed, every bit the investigative journalist. This isn't the badass Nora expected. As Jade continues to hammer questions at us, I see Nora's shoulders set, her face turned down. She's not just disappointed, she's getting defensive. I don't really blame her, but this is a delicate conversation. Can we risk her getting on edge? Alright, so more inevitable things. Let Nora speak or shush Nora. And I need 3 bond crystals for this, and I need 3 bliss crystals for this. Jade's confession or Jade offers her help. Oh boy. So here we need keep it secret, persuade Jade to network, create a public scandal. Well, and I gain 10 crystals for whichever one. Well, I'm going for the bond and power thing. I mean, I'll probably go for this, so... The best way to do that... Do I need to... So I need to do these inevitable nodes. I would get a power crystal that way. I can't do this yet. I need another bliss crystal. Ah, this is so complicated! Nora loses her cool. Well, I'm gonna have to go here. That's my only option right now. I decide to go first to focus on my goal.
We really need to know why you were talking to Ursula. She told us you were interested in publishing her poetry, but given all that's happened, well, I don't think that's the half of it.
I catch Nora glancing over, eyes burning. Did I overstep the mark? Was she about to question our new friend here?
Fine. I was doing another investigation into MK, and Ursula was helping. We believe the company was dipping its toes into medical care, or a public health program. A couple of neighborhood kids said an MK agent had offered them coupons and free samples. Said it was to test a new product line. They call it Egregore.
Egregore?
They claimed
She sighs, rubs her forehead.
it was going to help them with exams, stress, clarity of mind and all that.
Clarity of mind? Egregore? That feels like something out of Reverie, honest. It is something out of Reverie. But how?
That's all I know.
I know why she turned to Ursula.
Wait. You contacted my mother because of her work on the Oxyons, on the history of Athena, right?
I only stumbled across them by chance. Sounds like MK tried to have them burned. But a few copies survived. They were the only other references to Egregore I've ever found.
So MK knew about Ursula all along. Are they the reason she disappeared? Okay. So revoke Nora loses her cool. So I can't do it. So none of this would happen. But I kind of need to go this way if I want all the bond crystals. Yeah, I need 3 bond crystals for that. I can get power crystals this way. She could help, but she might have her own problems. Or, I don't want Nora to lash out at Jade. If Laszlo shares his plan, she won't interrupt no matter how much she wants to. Approve Laszlo's plan or listen to Jade's plan. Create a public scandal. Well, that doesn't sound good. I don't want to create a scandal. So I guess I'll ask her to use her network, because that sounds kind of like persuade Jade to network, yeah. So ask Jade to use her network. Jade seems more engaged now, her body language less hostile, her expression more responsive. I let her speak.
I'm not one for betting, but if I were, I'd bet this whole island that MK has their fingers in this pie.
Maybe you could... Nora said you had a huge following. Online?
Did she?
Nora's enjoying this, I can tell.
Well, I wouldn't say huge. Sizable though, yeah.
Could you put the word out? Through the networks? Someone might know something. Might have seen something. My mother wasn't exactly an unknown quantity in Alma. Maybe someone saw her leave?
Jade immediately looks away, refusing to meet any of our eyes.
Well, that's tricky, isn't it?
It is?
Yeah, those networks. They're the lifeblood of Atina's resistance. If I go making them a fact-finding posse, well, MK's gonna shut that down quick as he like.
That's an excuse if I ever heard one. She doesn't want to get involved. Alright, so I could go either of these places, but I'm gonna go here. Yes. Nora strides forward.
Enough, alright, enough!
Uh-oh.
We've been going out of our minds with worry for days. We heard you might be the sort of person who'd want to help. Help when people are lost, but you're just digging for details. Is the story all you care about? We don't need that. Come on, Paul. If she's not gonna help us, we'll find someone who will.
Jade's a stranger to us, and a journalist to boot. A hardened shell is practically a job requirement. But Nora's words have caught her off guard. She steps back, arms hanging loose at her side. Let Nora speak. Don't let her upset Jade. Jade's confession or Jade offers her help? Well, I want Bond. Like, Liz is lovely. She's a lovely person. But I think that... Hold on. Let's go to the act overview. I think that... like, just focusing on keeping everyone happy. Like, in any other game, I feel like I would choose that. But, like, what we're doing is looking for our mother and trying to unearth corruption in this company. And I feel like we need, like, a more assertive and, like, proactive approach rather than just being like, oh, let's just have everyone get along and be happy and don't worry about that crazy sad stuff. So yeah, I don't want to like tread lightly around people's emotions. And since it's Bond, I feel like ultimately if Bond is supporting a decision, I feel like yeah, that'll be good for the people ultimately. I'm less convinced that Power has anybody's best interests at heart, but Bond, he's the kindly community-driven one. So I trust his guidance. It's clear Nora has more to say, so I keep quiet. We've all been through the ringer of late. This might help her relieve some pressure.
I knew I shouldn't have gotten so hyped. But who you are, what you do, you seem to be doing so much good around here. I really don't have words for it, so I thought, but I understand. I'm in no position to ask for more. Let's go.
Nora.
Jade's eyes have misted over. There are tears there, welling up at the edges.
Oh, shit. I didn't mean to... Oh, hell,
It's okay. It is. Don't worry about it.
The hard edge has evaporated almost completely. Jade wipes her eyes, then her nose.
The last few days, they've been a lot. Like, a lot. The last few months even. Harder than anything I could ever imagine.
She looks up, trying to force her tears back down. So we are getting a little bit of personal insight into Jade, despite not pursuing that lead earlier. What did we gain? I think we gained a power crystal from that. Alright, so I want to go here. See, you did get what you wanted, plus you respected Jade's feelings. Or Nora gave you an opportunity to learn more about Jade. I think I'm gonna go for that.
I'm sorry. Really. That was rude of me. Disrespectful. Not my intention.
No, please. It's all right. Really.
I've spent the last weeks, months actually, digging into MK's plan for this place, and I just can't take it anymore. They own everything. The systems, the records, the security. They roll over the vulnerable and suck up every resource they can. It's heinous. It's unfair. And I can't do anything to stop it. And no one gives a shit. Feels like it's just me out here sometimes, you know?
Her voice is tired. Her gaze evades ours. Even her hand gestures are weary. Jade's exhausted beyond imagination.
And I know that's not true, but it feels like it. I have people with me, sure. Friends, comrades, but it never stops. Now Ursula and... Yeah, it's all gotten a little much.
I'm sorry too.
For a moment, I wonder if Nora might hug Jade, near a stranger or not. From the way her arms lift, it looks like she wants to.
Guess I didn't realize I was so angry about everything. I think I'd feel the same in your shoes.
Jade actually smiles.
Thanks. It's just like...
But the smile goes away after a second.
I'd like to help if I can. I don't know if I'm good for anything at the moment.
Burnout's a hell of a thing.
Yeah, you could say that.
So true. I mean, I have no idea what burnout is like at Jade's level. Like, putting everything into activism. Like, that is a kind of, like, emotional and, like, workload burnout that I can't even imagine. Like, I want to be very pro-social and active in that kind of community, but I just don't have it in me. So, yeah. I respect people like Jade, but I understand how they get to this point. Oh, right. I managed to gain Jade's trust quickly. I got an achievement for that. And the only thing I can do with this is persuade Jade to network. You guys are taking some risks here. I hope you'll be okay, says Bliss. And Power says you could have made a stronger impact. I don't trust you, Power. I think that creating a public scandal would be a bad move. So I'm going to persuade Jade to network. It's the best way to reach Ursula without causing too much trouble. I agree. And we're going to gain a lot of crystals. Jade's mouth tightens. She's made a decision.
Alright, I'll hit up my network.
Are you sure?
Yeah. It's still risky, but it's not like shouting the search from the rooftops. No offense.
I'm taken.
We didn't even get him to suggest that, I don't think. Like, the connection between the various nodes isn't perfect. So, like, yeah, she referred back to something that he didn't even say. But it's okay. I get what they're doing. And the little, like, incongruities don't bother me so much.
If MK Cotton's on, we've got a better chance of containing it if we know who knows what. It's our best option. For sure.
She looks at Nora and smiles warmly. Nora smiles back. Sounds like we have a plan. Alright. Jade has more to say, especially to Nora. As it turns out, Jade lives near the Naiads, so we agree to walk back together. For the first time, I notice what a beautiful day it is, the sun warming my skin, the breeze flicking at loose strands of my hair. We meander through Alma, the four of us. It feels almost tranquil.
It's not easy for someone to go missing on this island. Everyone knows everyone and everything. Alma's a small world. A tight-knit community.
Alma, the historic district of Atina, known for its characteristic quaint houses and food. The original heart of the island, Alma is an open-air museum, carefully protected by Monoconcern. This district was badly damaged in the 1898 earthquake and has slowly deteriorated. A colorful maze, Alma is a great place for a stroll through the past, while admiring the beautiful glass towers of the business district. Unfortunately for everyone, reconstruction projects are often delayed by a small group of anti-Monoconcern activists.
You'll find her. Problem is, you've got MK between where you are now and where you want to be. No way you're avoiding a tussle.
When I left Atina, Monoconcern was background noise, just a detail in our lives. Now they're a juggernaut, unchallenged, inescapable. I've realized I'm angry. Resentment burns in me each and every time I hear that name. We turn a corner, and the Naiads floats into view. Nora crosses the path to walk alongside Jade.
Didn't mention it before, but I think I was approached by those MK goons you mentioned, the public health project guys.
Are they the ones who offered you the job? Yeah, I shouldn't have encouraged her to pursue that. Although that was a minor decision from a mechanical perspective, so I'm guessing, like, if I don't go with the Bliss route overall, she's not gonna pursue that job.
Shit. Egregore and everything.
Yeah.
Was this the job she told me about?
Listen. You didn't ask for it, but here's my advice. You see them coming again? You run. Or tell them to fuck off, or scream at them, or whatever. But do not take their money, Nora. I'm serious.
No, yeah, I wasn't going to.
Liar.
I've heard rumors. People who came back the very opposite of healthy, and ones who never came back at all.
There have been other disappearances?
Hard to tell. People go missing all the time, especially the ones society pushes to its edge.
I can tell Jade's trying to sound reasonable. She's had to deal with so much.
Sometimes they just move on, change cities. There are rarely any records, but recently, a lot more people than normal have gone away, and most haven't come back.
But the ones who did come back?
Said they were given this egregore stuff, pills or injections, and that was it. Some got sick, others were fine, but no clarity of mind business.
Could this be the moment to tell the truth? No. Not yet. Reverie's my burden to bear, for now. They're gonna look at you like you're crazy, Polly. And how do I bring up the aspirations without sounding like I'm having a stroke? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And bear that burden you shall. You must.
Okay, scary guy. I try to ignore Power's voice. I don't want to start acting weird and lose what little trust we've built with Jade. Not far now. Jade gives us a nod and a wave. She heads into her building. As we turn to leave, Bliss appears alongside me. I smile at Nora and Laszlo as we walk along in companionable silence, and Bliss laughs.
Someone's been busy. Well, guess what? We've been busy too. You're not the only bunch investigating. Bond and Power and I have news.
Truth still clings to life, but they are beyond our reach alone. Even our own ties have been severed. But we are close. So very close.
Our world does not cease to be when you are not viewing it.
I didn't assume it did. I'm sorry, I'm being so unfair to Power. I know, like, nothing about him, but I just don't like his vibes.
It is imperative that you stabilize your home front quickly so that you may assist us in Reverie. Do whatever you must.
I'm trying.
We know. So, here's the plan. We can clear the way to Truth Sanctuary, but after that, we'll have to summon you. Be ready.
Okay. End of chapter. You have reached the end of an act. It's time for you to choose an outcome. Only the ones you have unlocked with the crystals you gathered are available. Close this tutorial and use on the outcome you want to play. Okay. Alright. There's only one proper way to bring an aspiration back to life. Okay. I don't know how long this is going to take. But I think I'm just going to continue on with this. Okay. So Tradition Reborn, there's only one proper way to bring an aspiration back to life. Yeah. If it takes a long time, I'll have to split it into 2 episodes, but it's fine. It's fine if that's the truth. If that is the case. Bond is here, so is Power.
Welcome to the domain of truth.
Someone worked hard to keep us from entering. But together, Power and I, we found a way inside.
Come, let's get this over with.
I'm surprised to find a cave, cold and damp. It's not at all where I imagined the aspiration of truth would reside. Truth's underground lake lies far away in the north of Reverie and doesn't have a bed. Its surface is a door beyond realms and leads into the subconscious of life itself. A door beyond dreams. Wow, I can't read. Only truth can stare into it and retain their sanity. This lake is a way for them to see everything and nothing as they please. The cave surrounding it acts as an echo chamber. Much like its owner, this sanctuary has remained unchanged since the very beginning of time, unaffected by cycles and shifts. Empty walls, clear water, an unfillable void. Clear waddle. A very bright turkey I'm talking about, I guess. It could be how they picture facts and accuracy. Cold, solid. Bond and Power survey our surroundings. Their eyes are alert, but they seem relieved.
There.
I see truth. They're in the center. They are broken, shattered. I move closer, my footsteps echoing in the void without dying entirely. Even sound can't hide in here.
Come, Power. Let us proceed.
Agreed.
To my surprise, the 2 of them join hands. Bond begins to sway to a beat I can't hear. Power joins a moment later. Soon the sway has become a foot-pounding, heart-shaking dance. Do I hear drums in the distance? The dance quickens, the movement of limbs blurring until the 2 aspirations are almost indistinguishable from each other. The drums go louder, joined by a chanting that seems to come from the empty air just over my shoulder. Egregore picks up the broken shards of truth in a kaleidoscopic whirlwind of color and substance.
It's working. Keep your distance. This may be...
A new sound emerges, a low vibration, a hum coming from the statue itself. that lady. Alright, we finished Act 1. We're getting closer to finding Ursula. I can feel it. Reverie is guiding me through this maze, but there's still a lot I need to figure out for myself. Alright. So, it looks like we're gonna see the start of the act. Silence reigns in the cave. The new figure stands before me, regarding me with cool eyes. Yeah, once we get to a choice, I think I'll end it, but this intro, I'll keep. I hope Bliss was right, that they know where my mother is. The aspiration stirs. Bliss, Bond, Power, they're all here.
I am truth. I am the eye that sees, the unveiled, the watcher in the dark.
Oh, that symbol, they're the one who wrote this. Truth is an unequivocal answer to life, setting boundaries and laws between everything that is. As the guardian of the Book of Facts, Truth keeps a record of the history of Reverie. Truth is the weaver of prophecies and all-seeing eye of Reverie. Capable of predicting what will be and seeing everything that could have been, they defined the very structure of Reverie, creating the nexus out of thin air for the aspirations to coexist in. They care deeply about the fate of dreams and devote their existence to ensuring the future can come to pass. Cool.
And I am whole, once more. Thanks to you, Harmony.
That name again. No matter.
You're welcome. But please, my mother, Ursula Beauclair, do you know where she is?
My memories remain out of reach, shattered, like my cell.
What broke you?
Although I cannot tell you where your mother may be, I do know her fate is entwined with that of Chaos, and that it was Chaos who incapacitated me.
Okay. So a villain aspiration, I assume. Bliss is sitting on the ground, visibly annoyed by something. Bond seems to be uncomfortable, but Power stands and begins pacing, almost marching.
This is outrageous. We have tolerated this charlatan's exploits for far too long. I've told you before, Chaos would be the death of us. Always scheming and plotting against their own kin. They may have a maze, but I have an army. I'll flush him out in no time.
I don't like the sound of that at all.
No. Such violence would only widen the rift that already threatens to tear Reverie apart.
Right?
We need to listen to each other. Please. Harmony. Our kin Chaos retreated to their endless maze shortly after Truth disappeared.
Reverie's maze. The maze rose from droplets of egregore falling from the Nexus and is a puzzle even to us. It has long remained unexplored by us aspirations, who fear what may be lurking inside. Eventually, Chaos decided to claim it as their playground, tending to plants and concealing dreams within its depths. A few aspirations refused to grant them the land, but since Chaos had never had a proper sanctuary, those aspirations were voted down. Most of us still don't know how or why this labyrinth came to be. Cool, why isn't it listed under sanctuary if it's basically Chaos's sanctuary?
Now we know why.
That maze. Is it impenetrable?
It's a labyrinth of trickery and tomfoolery built by a coward. I'd go in there myself, only
Only we cannot enter an aspiration's domain without being invited.
and that charlatan will never let us in. They will refuse to fight face to face.
That's enough. Chaos may be unbound, but the secret to their return is consensus, not division.
Bond is correct. War is an engine of strife, and in direct opposition to our needs. And may I remind you, we have other matters to attend to.
I love how their face tattoo kind of blinks when they blink. That's fun.
Our realm lies in tatters, a shadow of itself. Glory refuses reason at every turn. We must decide where our attention is most required.
Yeah, I think that Aspiration, who looks like Garnet from Steven Universe, I think that she is Glory. I need to remind them of my own goal.
I have to find my mother. For the sake of my own family.
Did I speak too frankly? They seem surprised.
I hope you understand.
Certainly. It is the logical choice. But I would suggest that a search for Chaos and a search for Ursula may well be one and the same.
I don't understand. Why would they be linked? What aren't you telling me?
Not a single one of them can look me in the eye. Another secret, another closed door I need to pry open with my bare hands.
I may have a mutually beneficial solution. May. As I say, my memory remains treacherous. Go home. Await the coming of tomorrow. And we will see if fate guides us true.
Fate?
The laugh escaping my throat hurts.
Fate is an easy word to throw around. I'll wait for tomorrow.
I am pleased.
The other Aspirations look set to launch into their own sales pitches, but I've made up my mind. I bid them farewell, close my eyes, and plunge back down the rabbit hole to Brittle. I'm back at the Naiads. Traveling between the two realms is always a brief and uneventful affair. Wait, I'm not alone. Something fogs my vision, a popping, crackling sensation that could only be...
Well, that was a pretty mess, wasn't it?
Oh, goodness.
Chaos. I don't understand. Bond said you were hiding, so how are you here? Now?
Hiding? I'm not hiding. I'm out here relaxing, taking a load off, escaping the rat race.
Oh god. Like, just looking at this guy, I can tell, A, he's gonna have his... they're gonna have their fans, and B, I'm gonna find them real annoying. That's the kind of character this is.
You've seen the others. Can you blame me? Doesn't mean I can't talk to you, though, you lucky thing.
But why? Why won't you work with them then?
Because they've got it all wrong, you see?
Spinning their little flame like a basketball.
I am chaos, as much as truth is truth and power is power. They aren't just names, my dear.
A master of trifles and a cosmic designer, Chaos is both none and everything at once. As the oldest aspiration, they are the spark that birthed Reverie, and are also the one who can change it. None of this matters to Chaos, however. They are the aspiration of the present, and neither the past nor the future matters to them. The rawest and yet most complex incarnation of dreams, Chaos is unpredictable, free, and always in search of something to create or destroy.
I'm not hiding from you. I'm just in a place that requires effort to reach. Live your life by my name. I'm sure we'll see each other soon. Bye-bye for now.
Okay, they're kind of fun, actually. I take it back. Very entertaining. And they're gone, taking their riddles with them. Live your life by my name. They're offering me another path, right? One I don't think I'm gonna take. Whatever's coming my way, I need a break. It's late. I'm tired and anxious about whatever truth has planned for tomorrow. Time to eke out whatever rest I can manage. Ooh, this is the heart screen. It shows the number of crystals you have collected throughout the story. Aspirations need egregore to extend their influence over Brittle. Collecting their crystals fills up the gauge that represents their need for egregore. You can press H to open this screen at any time on the Ockrell. Fulfilling an aspiration's need for egregore completely will change Atina's destiny. Will you choose a champion? Or will you try to maintain balance between the forces ruling over Reverie and Brittle? Alright, so we got a lot for Bond, a little bit for Bliss, nothing for Chaos, Truth, or Power, or Glory, who we have not met yet. It looks like I can click on these, but I don't think I can. Okay. So that was the end of the chapter. So, yes. I'm gonna end it here, I think. Oh, looking at this board, it looks like it's really opening up. That's very exciting. Like the first act was very literal, not literal, linear, but even towards the end there with the choice with Jade, it started opening up a little bit more, and I can start to see like where the different branches could go. So yeah, very excited to start Act 2. I have been Mars, and I will be back with more Harmony, The Fall of Reverie.